Aston Villa has been very active in the January transfer window, aiming to bolster their squad amid some key departures and injuries. The team has seen exits to players like John Duran, Emiliano Buendia, as well as Diego Carlos, while also facing an injury setback to Tyrone Mings. And in response to these exits as well as the injury, Aston Villa have been very impressive in the transfer markets, bringing in high-profile signings such as Andreas Garcia, Axel Disasi, Donyell Malen, Marco Asensio, and Marcus Rashford. These additions are set to strengthen both the defense and the attack as they look to push forward in the second half of the season and push for Champions League football. Now, typically Aston Villa do tend to set up in a 4-4-1-1 structure under Unai Emery. Now, this system can evolve when in possession of the ball into a 3-2-4-1 structure, and this tactical shift allows Aston Villa to create overloads in the midfield, which can lead to opportunities being made for the attackers in the advanced areas. So if you are interested in trying to replicate the most realistic Unai Emery Aston Villa tactics for FC25, be sure to check out the video as well as the updated YouTube shorts. So we'll start off with Andreas Garcia, a fantastic permanent signing for Aston Villa. The young Spaniard will be joining from Levante for around £7 million, and he will be addressing a position that lacks a lot of quality and depth. At 22, the right back is a great replacement for Matty Cash, offering versatility in both defense and attack. Garcia can sit deeper to form a lopsided back three, or push forward to deliver dangerous crosses into the box. He's also excellent at taking on defenders and creating offensive chances from the wide areas, adding a dynamic presence to Villa's attack down the right flank. Next up is Axel Disasi, who was loaned in on deadline day from Chelsea. And at one point it was looking unlikely that Axel Disasi would be joining Aston Villa, and this is down to the fact that Chelsea were hesitant in loaning a player to a direct rival. Of course, both of these teams are competing for UCL football for next season, and Disasi could definitely help Aston Villa in achieving their goals. The centre-back fills a crucial gap in the squad, which is short in centre-backs. The towering Frenchman fits Unai Emery's style perfectly, serving as a physical presence in the defence. He'll be able to win aerial duels against the opposition attackers, as well as contribute as a threat in the set-piece situations going forward. Then we have Donyell Malen, the first signing that Aston Villa were able to make in the January window. He was brought in for just over £20 million from Borussia Dortmund, and I do think he fits the Unai Emery attacker mold very well. He could be deployed down either flank as well as up front. Now, this could be in a front two alongside Ollie Watkins, or maybe as a lone striker who has the pace to run in behind and stretch the opposition's back line. Malen's pace is one of his standout qualities, making him a key asset in counter-attacking situations. And with Leon Bailey struggling for form, Malen's arrival does give Unai Emery a reliable option to deploy down the right-hand side, where he won't have to rely on an out-of-form player. The second deadline day deal was a straight loan for Marco Asensio from PSG. Now, this is a player that is known for his versatility as well as helping the team with their build-up play. Asensio can operate out wide on the left, taking on a similar role to John McGinn, where he drifts inside to link up with the midfielders. Or he could feature on the right, providing a more technical edge to Villa's wide attack. However, the one position that I do think Asensio will feature in the most is in the number 10 role, where he can look to swap with Morgan Rogers in those central areas. His vision and playmaking abilities will make him key to unlocking stubborn defenses, making him an ideal creative outlet in tight spaces. The Spanish creative midfielder's ability to combine with attackers and midfielders offers Villa tactical flexibility, and it will be fascinating to see how Emery integrates him into the squad. And finally, Aston Villa loaned in Manchester United's Marcus Rashford. Now, this is a player that has been struggling for form over the last 18 months, so it will be an initial 6-month loan with the option to buy him for around £40 million. And I do think that under Unai Emery, we might see the best from Marcus Rashford. Now, in terms of what the versatile forward can bring to Aston Villa, he can be deployed down the left-hand space, although I don't really think that he has the ability to play in that John McGinn role. I see him more suited to the right or possibly up front, maybe replacing Ollie Watkins, or just like with Donyell Malen, starting alongside the other forward. Now, the striker position is where I see Marcus Rashford getting the most minutes, especially with the recent injury to Ollie Watkins. Aston Villa will utilize the strengths of their new pacey attacker, using his speed to break in behind the defenses while also drifting into the wide areas, which is exactly how Watkins plays. Despite criticism of his defensive work rate, Rashford has proven at United that he can track back, and Emery will likely expect the same from him in Villa's quest for Champions League football. His ability to fit into Villa's pressing system and counter-attacking play could be a crucial factor for the remainder of the season. And that is how I see Aston Villa's 5 new signings fitting into Unai Emery's system. Of course, losing quality players like Diego Carlos, John Duran, and even Buendia normally would be detrimental to the team's success for the remainder of the season, but they've gone ahead, they've gone out there and they've replaced them with probably better quality as a whole. I mean, John Duran is probably right now better than Marcus Rashford, but the potential is there for Rashford to succeed at Villa. The same can be said for Axel Disasi and even Marco Asensio, who was only brought in on a straight loan, but he does offer a lot of versatility, whether it's in the midfield or out wide. And I mean, the permanent fixtures to the roster are Donyell Malen and Andreas Garcia, and they will also look to add a lot of attacking versatility as well as defensive structure to the team. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to smash that like button down below, as well as check out the Unai Emery Aston Villa realistic tactics that I do have on YouTube, and also check check out the updated YouTube short of those tactics, that would be great. And yeah, until the next time, until the next one, I hope you have a smashing goddamn day, and I'm out of here. Peace.